All right, hey, welcome to a new video, the Crust. Let me know if anybody who's watching this, if you see, or if my voice isn't coming in through, so I'm going to be talking loud on purpose. Somebody commented on a previous video that I did with that it was not coming through well, so I tested it, and sure enough, it's just OBS. And I'm sorry, so I'm not a professional content creator. This isn't me at all. Actually, I'm going to school to be a therapist, so I'm kind of between starting some grad level classes um, for summer. So yeah, I'm looking for something to play. Older gamer. So let's get into a little bit about me. No monetization. I have no skin in this game. Nobody ever sponsors me on this, and I will never accept a sponsor, even if somebody were to reach out, because this isn't my job, and I believe that, you know, especially given the field that I'm going into, ethics are of paramount to me. So I just like gaming. I've been a gamer, always will be. It's a hobby, right? So I saw this pop up and I jumped on board and I was a backer of the Crust, made by VM Studios. So in this video, I'll be showing you what I've learned so far. I'm going to start a new game though, because I really screwed up and I want to share my experiences with the game, give a little background on the game, and I just have to say, yes, VM Studios appears to be in Russia, right? So if you got a problem with that, like, uh, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's not Putin that made the game, you know what I'm saying? So if you've got a problem, yes, does it suck that the Russians are attacking there? Yeah, yeah, it does. Do you think that those troops want to be there? Like, it's so bad. Just to put this into context, and I just want to get this out really quick, and I'm not going to politicize this or anything. I'm just going to say, understand that those soldiers do not want to be there, right? A lot of them do not. It's a meat grinder. There's people that, went like they were putting press gangs out there to get people to conscript for the front. One dude went crazy and started shooting conscription officers. Like, it's even the Russians don't want anything to do with this. So Russian people are not bad. It's the leaders the people, the power brokers, the people that make the moves in the background that are. It's not like, the people got together and like, hey, this is fun. As a matter of fact, there's misinformation happening and there's a lot to it. If you want to learn about it, check into it. Anyways, if you want to annotize this video, use a AI. I put it in the description, but if you're not using an AI assistant, you're doing it wrong. So use some like Harp AI or Monica. They're free. Again, I'm not trying to plug anything. I use Harp AI myself, but once you install it on your browser, put an ad blocker on there too, so you don't have to deal with ads. And then there you go. You can hit summarize video, and it'll take this will probably be over an hour long, I'm gonna guess, video, and give you the highlights. So let's get into the game now. So now that we've talked about the publisher and who I am, let's get into the game. It's set, I believe, in the year 2080. So Earth has created a space elevator. I wish I could replay the beginning of the game so you could kind of see it. But basically, yeah. So Earth has created a space elevator. For anybody who's not familiar with it, it's basically an elevator going from the ground up into space, right? So you have a space station in Leo orbit, right? Low Earth orbit, and it's got tethers going all the way to the ground, and then they can magnetically, raise payloads. Because right now it costs an insane amount of money in propulsion fuel to break the Earth's atmosphere. Like every pound, you could just Google it. It's kind of interesting, but every single pound is an insane amount of money to get into orbit. So that's our main problem right now. But what a lot of people don't know, including some of the people with this game too, is Artemis is up and going right now. A lot of people don't realize I think it's the largest rocket even made. I think it's bigger even than SpaceX's Falcon. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the Artemis, Google it, just put Artemis NASA. That's all you need to do. Go straight to NASA's website. See, they've already launched, I believe, two missiles, two rockets, and the first one was just to see if the rocket would work, because I believe it's the largest rocket ever made. If not, it's insanely huge. And it does have two solid rocket boosters on the sides, I believe. But anyways, the Artemis program, what is it? We're creating a moon base. It's happening. We're not talking about, hey, we'd like to do this. NASA's doing it. Like, they already have the rocket built. There's already a timeline. They're already on Artemis 3, I want to say. So I think they've already gone around the moon, did a slingshot around the moon, and I believe the next Artemis will have crew on it, and you're going to make sure the life support systems are working and everything. Then the next Artemis, they'll be landing, and then we're going to be setting up a moon colony. Now, why would we be doing that? Well, here you go. That's the premise of this game. Because there is a lot of... Look at this thing. It's pockmarked with impact craters from meteorites. Every one of these impacts leaves behind debris, right? So you have a lot of valuable resources on the moon just waiting to be exploited. So you're basically going to be trying to exploit the moon. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we're going to be moving to that anyways, right? So just give me about 5 more minutes, just kind of rant on, and I'll start a new game. But it's a jumping point. It's just the logical step. You want to have a moon base because the gravity is almost zilch. Very, very light gravity. So you establish a base there. You can process helium, or is it hydrogen 3? H3? I'm not sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But there is water there on there, and lots of valuable minerals. But the important thing is there's a lot of water on the moon, and frozen in the regolith that you're seeing. So getting a moon base up and going is the first step to getting to the asteroid. If you're not, look at the Kuiper belt, the asteroid belt. A lot of people aren't familiar with the fact that there's a huge asteroid belt between, I want to say, the orbits of Jupiter and Saturn. But anyways, there's a massive field of asteroids, and these asteroids are huge, like Armageddon-style asteroids. But they're just kind of doing their thing out there. Some of them are the size of almost a planet. And they're just loaded with rich resources. So if we can get a base set up on the moon and processing things, you know, if you watch For All Mankind, you can kind of see where we're going with this. As a matter of fact, I think the last episode left off, or they were trying to capture an asteroid, I think, that had lithium on it or something like that. So yeah, it's very important. The moon is the future for the human race, and I think everybody knows that. It's kind of a rush now. We're not going to get to Mars. I think Mars is kind of an idiotic move, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't want to be on that first rocket going there, put it that way, because I'm pretty sure those dudes are dead. But yeah, it's just you really just can't live on Mars. So like that's kind of almost like a fantasy, but we'll see. Anyways, let's get into the game. And where the game starts off right now, they don't have much, right? So this is the alpha, keep that in mind. The tutorial is kind of fun, but I'm not going to play through it. I'm going to actually go to the sandbox. There'll be a storyline. They've not implemented that yet. Now, the developers seem really cool, man, so I don't know what the problem is. Like, I saw something, it just kind of pisses me off, this, like, idiotic, like, kind of sort of thing to do with, oh, they're Russians, let's just hate on Russian developers because they're from Russia. Alright. So, but what is kind of funny, though, I do gotta say, is that some of the translations haven't been quite translated over yet, which is to be expected, right? Okay. These are a little assistants. So this was voiced, but I think they've just not completed all the voice actors. So this is your stereotypical. Let me make sure it's paused. Is it paused? Yeah, there we go. Spacebar. So let me go over the UI. I'm gonna explain everything. We'll get going on this. So when you're talking to anybody, basically you're gonna see their silhouette here, and they'll actually usually speak out these lines. and it was the voice acting was pretty good. So this game's got its quality. It's definitely quality. Anyways, as she's saying, here what they've done is, which I think is kind of interesting, is they've highlighted with different colors. So you could just kind of look at this and go, capsules are awaiting landing, drones with materials. Right, there you go. You just look at this and look at the colors, put them together, and you just created your own little synopsis of what she said. But we'll go ahead and close that by left clicking. Now it's your stereotypical, scroll wheel in and out. You can rotate. It looks like at 45-degree increments. I don't know. Oh, you can right mouse click hold in, and right now I'm holding the right mouse button in. So you can get a smoother, more direct. So you can either go on jarring kind of like 45-degree angle spins, or I don't know if that's quite 45. But anyways, basically where you start the game off is, think of it as like they dropped like a mobile drill like on the surface after they basically probably had like a satellite. Now this is where you have to kind of, I'm sure they're going to explain this all in the story, but we already have ground penetrating sonar, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to put one in orbit over the moon, have locate a cavern underground, and then launch an automated drill, controlled by an AI or several AI programs, and it would just bore down in through the regolith, regolith being the soil of or the crust, whatever you want to call it, game, would drill down, and if you hit tab, you can see where the drills come down, and so you have a point of entry and a point of egress, depending, I guess, on where you're at. And this is just like your little entry area. And to kind of put this into perspective size-wise, I think this is almost like meant to be like a ladder that a human would climb. So, like if let's say this were to fail, which is a nice little added thing, kind of gives you an idea of how far down you are. So I'm going to almost say that that's probably like 3 meters, maybe 4 tops, 3 to 4 meters right there for the entry point. And yeah, so, and then what the really kind of cool thing is, you can actually go to a global view. And right now, the moon rotates on the axis right to left. So right now it's going to move like this. Basically, it's going to be moving like that constantly, right? And then you'll hit shadow and be in the dark side of the moon, right? And you'll be out, after 2 weeks. I think it's like a 2-week period where you're in darkness. So they start you off right at the beginning of the 2-week, which is good because you're going to need to charge your batteries up, get some solar panels down, get that power. So that's the very first thing you're going to want to do. There's also like hidden things going on. Human organ factory? What the? Okay. Supply outpost. You can send missions out to these locations. There's also hidden things on the moon that you're going to be able to uncover, emergent events, lots to come, I'm sure. It's really cool though. They do have a tech tree. So the tech tree, we have 3 items. We have the fundamentals, which are, basically drilling and power. Think of it as like that. Expeditions, drilling, power, that basic kind of thing there. Engineering, we'll call this your manufacturing base. Yeah, okay, dude. Fundamental, engineering, social, yes, get it, okay. Those are the, yep, sure, yep, okay. Sounds good, yep, alright. And then, of course, you flow your way down. Now, everything costs so much research, right? Sorry. And over here, we could see that we have a lab on Earth that's generating 100 income per day and costs some sort of weird-ass ruble amount or something like that. I'm guessing that's a sound sign for a ruble. I don't know. So, and then we have no production or consumption on the moon, right? So you got to kind of keep that in mind when you're researching early in the game. You're looking at technologies that are quite obviously gated a little bit away from you. Like, you could wait for your guy to research it, but it's kind of like, why would you do that when you'd almost want to set up the infrastructure to get working? So let's focus on that. So let's look at this. So obviously regolith pressing, right, is 120, right? If we come down to here, see how big it starts jumping? So that's why we'll be working on that. But let's just, I know kind of where to go with this. Over here, this is where you kind of start building the infrastructure for living habitation. You know, you got voltage, ventilation, ice melters, and then you got oxygen facilities for life support, living facilities. But you can kind of tell that in the beginning of the game, you're not meant to like even kind of even look over here. I wouldn't even pay attention to this really. This would be a tab that I would just almost completely ignore until you get the basics. So to me, the basics are get the regolith processing, right? Now it's going to put this cool kind of thing. Oops. Oh, that's not too cool if I do it like that. Okay, anyways. It puts this on the side, and you can see at the current amount being, which is, you know, common sense. It's got 120. I'm generating 100 per day, so it's going to take 1.2 days to complete. And it will show you what's queued, and you can move things up. So let's say I threw this here, I could move it up. So I can change it. You do 43 days. Obviously, I'm not going to be working on that or that. And then you can also easily just cancel things. So really intuitive there. I wish they would put something in place so you could switch between these fast, but we're going to complete this. Then we're going to move down to obviously conveyor systems, a smelting furnace. This is pretty important, but I'm not going to want that right away. I'm going to want this, I'm going to want that, and then these two guys here. And I'll explain as we kind of get there. And eventually underground conveyors, kind of want to definitely pre-plan kind of your base out. So maybe this video will help people with it if I actually get my ass in gear and start doing this. So we can see over here, here are our notifications. We have a cargo pod ready. This one's just full of resources, right? So this is what you got. Better make sure you don't use critical part. I'll tell you, like right now, the 20 gear, like advanced parts, the second item that looks like little gears, that is in the circuit boards. You need to ramp your way up to that. So you don't want to be using those too often until you're confident that you're going to be able to replace them. Does that make sense? And stuff does wear and tear in this game. So everything you build moving machinery is going to bust up. So, and then our second cargo pod has just 8 drones in it, right? These drones can be reconfigured. They're initially set in a kind of like gatherer constructor mode, but we'll kind of get into that. So I'm going to order my first drop pod. You can select where, obviously we want the resources to be close to the entrance, so we'll put that there. And the drone guys will come down right here. And let's go ahead and unpause the game so you can see this. So you guys see a couple cargo drop things. This is just gonna unload 8 drones. They're gonna come out 4 on each side, and then it's gonna leave. This cargo lift is gonna leave this behind with little slots for the little guys to drive up into. You guys gonna dip. Alright, and we got our little guys. So let me pause the game now again and get to work. So down here we have our, if you right click, you'd have a really nice interface for some pretty basic stuff, right? Like conveyors, salvaging, it's nice. Did a really good job on that. Commerce Center, this comes into play because, you know, you're a private corporation, your goal is to make money. As a matter of fact, you're going to get to the point where, like, I don't want to spoil things, but it's kind of like the director's like, you're not exactly your friend, right? You're not enemies, but yeah. Okay, so right now we can't build rooms, right? Obviously, and people don't live above the ground. You build your habs, I think, underground. First and foremost, the most important thing, we need to have electricity. So we're going to get some solar panels up. And you can see right here, it's got left click to place, right click to cancel. And if you hold shift down, you can duplicate, which is really nice. R to rotate and T to flip it. I don't know, obviously you can't flip a friggin' solar thing, but yeah, that's good. Well, I didn't hold the shift button. So, boom, boom. Yeah, we'll just lay these on for us. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do for now on that, and then I want to get my batteries up. And I have the game paused during this entire thing because I don't want to leave speed too. I should go 1 or 2. Yeah, we'll go 1. All right, so there's something very important to note about these batteries, and I'll show you in a second. I'm actually going to build more batteries because the batteries, you want to think of them as capacitors. Each of these batteries can output 10 megawatts. So the current setup I have will allow me to output at 80 megawatts when I'm in darkness. So during the day, it's all fine and dandy. The solar panels are going to generate 30 megawatts of power each. So I have an abundance of power. That's what I want, right? I want that feeding into... Holy smokes, I just realized my frames are... Something they did totally tanked the frames. Okay, anyways. Yeah, you want an overabundance of power because you want the spillover to flow through the batteries. Does that make sense? So, when you're in darkness, you're going to be relying 100% on the batteries, right? There's no wind, so on the surface of the moon, so you can't put wind turbines up. Now, there are advanced, you can see other types of power generation methods, but this is what you got starting off. And yes, these do wear and tear. They all have silicon. It'll take one silicon to repair each of these, and it's like once a month or so you're gonna have to repair them. So you have to plan for that. So we got this all set up. The only thing we've not done is done the wiring yet. So they have only 2 contact points though. So this is kind of maddening. And make sure you go 1 to 1. I was originally just holding the shift button thinking that was nice. No, if you hold shift down, you'll skip whatever you do it to. So let's say I held shift here and then clicked over here, it would skip the 2 guys in the middle. So yeah, don't be a moron like me. Just kind of daisy chain these all lame-like together. Okay, now all of our solar panels are on the same grid, right? So now we're going to want to create a... I just like to always have a distinction between the power, so we'll kind of actually... Yeah, let's start over here. Just stick with my gut on this. Alright, so the power tower, or whatever you want to call this, this, I believe, has 4 points. But we should be good with this, so we're just going to do the same exact thing. And then off of this one, because I anticipate building a field out this way, I'm going to put a tower. Yes, I know I'm being redundant, but it's going to use iron up, that's fine. Then, of course, your elevator needs power to transmit power to everything down below. Follow me? So this is acting as like a giant extension cord down to the bottom, right? So we'll let these guys do their thing. So you can kind of see they're going to come in there, ferry supplies out. You can hit number 1, 2, 3 to speed up. Spacebar pauses at any time. So you can see our resources here. You can expand it out to actually see raw resources that are processed up, and then obviously really advanced parts, I'm assuming. I haven't got that far yet. Then you have filters, obviously, for showing electrical, water, O2, pressurized areas, and temperature. Obviously your little drones don't care, so really these 3 are going to be more for your scientist and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start building down here. Okay, I do have to, I was going to say, do I have the research on? Alright, so we're going to want the reconfigurer, and we're going to want to... I'm trying to think how I had this last time, how it all started playing out. Excuse me, it doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? I think I may move this off, because it doesn't take long to reconfigure your drones. So I don't care where this is at, to tell you the truth. I'll just, for now, put it down. I'm trying to picture how I'm going to do this. I'll just put it there for now.
Research complete.
Oh, okay. And then you can see there's 10 contact points here. But again, I'm one of these people, you know, redundancy. So we got that going. More research. Oops. Let's pause that. Get some research in here. That's right, because I wanted to work on smelting furnace next. It's kind of a no-brainer. So we'll queue that into there, and then we'll queue... No, we won't queue that. I want to focus straight down here. No, we are going to need conveyors, so never mind. That sucks. But yeah, the next 2 things to pick up are right here, and I'll explain why in a minute. Let these guys keep doing their thing. I can kind of start getting set up and laid up down here. Set up. So the pressing module basically creates cement, right? And this is used both for repairs on certain objects as well as constructing certain things. Oops. So rotate that around so we have the output over there. And this guy, I think I know what I'm going to do with this one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Can't go any further back than that. We'll keep it like that for now. That's fine. I'll just do that. Okay, so did you guys build the battery? Oh, okay, they've got that going. Alright, so right now you can see that we have a surplus of 204 power, but we have no battery yet. So this isn't filling because they're not connected up. Now they are, so it should be, we should be seeing a positive inflow. So WTF? What's going on right now? Oh, this isn't quite completed yet. The moment this is complete, you'll see the batteries. It'll link together. Yep, there we go. So now we have power filtering into the batteries. Looks like we have 1,000 megawatts per thing that can be held per battery. So we got this thing built, and in a second it'll have power. Yes, I know. So we're gonna go ahead and this is where you repurpose the drones, right? So we're gonna put them into excavation mode. Oh, it doesn't have power yet, so let's go ahead and speed things up. Yeah. Oh, what the hell is the problem here? That's not good. I don't have enough.
Research complete.
No way, man. You gotta be kidding me. They must have cut it. Like, you don't get as much starting materials? Oh, weak. Okay, well that sucks. Yeah. Well, well that just happened. Frick, man. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so, well, I guess work the problem, don't let the problem work you. So let's go ahead and cancel that. Dismantle that, cancel that. So we'll have to go off of 6, man. Shit, I didn't know they did that. That sucks. Gonna have to take some of this stuff apart. Wow, not a good start to the game here. Maybe I'll get enough to be able to complete this. Yeah. Okay. Well, gonna have to work, I guess. Down here, we'll go ahead and convert 5 of these guys over. They'll come in here and, you know, 5 per station. You can do 5, so I'll have 5 miners. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and. Now you can also put like, you know, high priority zones. So you can say like, do this right now. I just found something really cool. Right now, all I'm concerned with is kind of making a little bit of room and getting a little bit of regolith. So just kind of do like this for now. Now I just lit it off the mouse, so it's gonna look, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a different color, representing like this is the secondary mining area. We'll clear out around behind this guy. And we'll kind of just leave it like that. Let the guys go do their thing. Right, so they're going to be they're basically picking this regolith rock up and popping it in here. This thing is going to start processing smart concrete, and it doesn't have a big buffer, internal buffer, so we need to, next thing we need to do is actually build storage for that. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a general storage array for now. And actually, that sucks. Can't put it there. Yeah, we'll just slow that right there right now. Alright, so speed things up. No research, great. Alright, so let's grab this guy. For the fundamental, we're gonna need that. I think we may just leave that for now. These are not a lot, so go ahead and grab those. Get back over to fundamental. Yeah, we'll see. That's good enough. These guys start chewing their way through here. So technically I should have a conveyor feeding regolith into this.
Research complete.
But yeah, not happening. I mean, you can also change the priority thing. So if you kind of be familiar with priority task, you just basically say, hey, do this right now, and then, you know, maybe there's something that's really important. Right now, my ferrying drones, oh, good lord, I just noticed that by hovering over. These guys have power, and I'm almost out of power for them. So let's let's remedy that before that's a problem. Electricity, you get 2 charging stations is all you're gonna need. But yep, son of a, yep, that's just fantastically awesome. Definitely not lame. Oh man, come on, seriously, I'm gonna have to put it like this. Why doesn't it want to be by there? So just put a charging station here. I can really only afford 1 of these. I could do 2, but then I don't have any silicon, and I believe it looks like I'm gonna need, let's go ahead and look at this ahead of time. 10 and 2, and then we're also going to need extractors and regoliths. So, oh god, yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm already in trouble. Okay, well, I have no choice right now. We just gotta do this. Might be able to get away with removing another power thing, and then it's only feeding off these 3 right now anyway, so I need to... I don't want to do this. Okay. Well, I don't have a choice. Oops. And let me get back to wiring and actually... I have to wait until it's done and skied there, and then I'll wire this guy up here. Okay. Now we should have a plethora of power coming in. Connect this to that power and charging. Net, it sucks that I could only do 1 right now, but I really need that silicon. So right now what I'm kind of hoping for is that we're going to find a... oh, I don't have the scanner up yet. Okay. I don't have that researched. Let's go ahead and add that in there. So let's cancel out. No, that's 21 days. Oh shit. That sucks. You know, I can keep the cool thing is you keep the research you've done. Pause game. Let's get in here and get over to engineering and actually get that. Those would be nice to have. That would be a lot nicer, but then we'll get back to working on that. These fundamentals will probably be... yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Automatic repair would be something really nice, but that's a quality of life thing. I'm not worried about that right now. So we'll come back over here, and then that's when I'll pick up that, and then we'll pick that up. Okay. Good plan. Yeah, otherwise your drones run out of power, and tech like this guy. I was fine with 2 of them with 10 drones, and they were just it was perfect. But we're gonna wait, and as soon as I have the research done, I'm gonna shoot out the basically scanner. Alright, so this is hard, valuable resource nodes. You cannot, without the proper research, you can't do anything about this. So yeah, we're just gonna let these guys kind of clear this out a little bit more and let the research happen. This thing's gonna be a problem if I don't deal with this. So let's go ahead and get some storage. Oh, we do have storage. What am I talking about? Now you can't, I don't think this can be conveyed to, so this is just like a general stockpile. Then you can have like dedicated resource, which is really nice. So think of like 7 Days to Die or something like that. You could paint a box like meds, and then it could only accept like meds, and you can like set a box storage unit down and then select the input, and it will only accept the input for that. Then you can conveyor to it. Now the drones can go underneath the conveyors, but they don't have risers. I don't know why, but it kind of sucks. But it's not like Satisfactory where you can kind of set the conveyor levels, right? And spaghetti your way around. This is like it's kind of like Tron, playing like Tron bike mode for any old school players.
Research complete.
Man, why are my frames so bad? I was getting like 100 the other day. Anyways, yeah, you can't cross the streams, man. So if I did a conveyor going, say, let's just pretend this was a solid state storage. If I conveyored over to this, I could have no conveyors crossing over that line. There is a trick though, and the trick is the under engineering to get the underground conveyor. Although it's not as cool as I thought it was. Like, I really wish they would like expand on this, and that's something that I'll probably push for, because it would make sense to do it like that, like let us spaghetti it under the ground sort of thing. But as you can see, it if you read it, it says freeze up space can pass under modules, but it can only go so far, right? So it kind of sucks. So technically, I guess now that I think about it, you could. Okay, I see how you could use that now. what you could do is you could actually have a traditional conveyor coming, and let's say you wanted the front of this to be unobstructed. Have the conveyor going here, have an underground entrance, go down, boom, come underground, pop back up, and then feed in here. So you could get creative with the conveyoring system. So I see how you could use that now, so that's kind of cool. Requires a little more thinking. You can't just kind of dumbify your way through it. But so my priority here is going to be to focus on getting resistors, or silicon, whatever you want to call these, wafers. So we are going to need, God, that makes me wince just seeing. Oh man, that's just unfortunate. Okay, maybe I'll get lucky and uncover. There'll be deposits. So right now these guys are leaving regoliths behind, right? And they're just loading it into this thing. And you can see I'm already getting pretty high on, what's my stockpile at? 47. That's not too bad. Okay. This is very interesting, by the way. She's saying, you know, hey, you might want to get like some transports. I think I'm actually going to do that, because let's go ahead and do that. Really do this. So this is really weird how I got access to this before. Here we go. Here, click here. Contract. Oh, we don't have access to contracts yet. But there we go. And this we can rent. Okay. This guy generates, I believe, science. So think of this like a little tiny buggy, but it's unmanned though. This can actually carry things. And I actually ran into a situation where I wish I would have had this. So I'm going to use the cargo truck. I'm kind of trying to roll the hard 6, right? I'm watching Battlestar Galactica again for anybody who's a fan of that. So I'm going to roll the hard 6 on this in the hopes that I can get, let's put this guy over here because I already know that's going to be about where he needs to go. Oof, I'm going to run out of power. I have enough for 10 days. That sucks. Alright, so what we can do is turn that off. Let's try and limit that, see if that can bought us any time. Bought us one more day. Alright, so we are in the dark right now, so this dude's not going to be able to recharge, but we'll tell him to leave. And he'll leave the map by getting to that spot. Now, one thing I would also like, if you know the developers watch this is something that I'm going to queue, or I'm going to say it right now to remember this. I don't understand why items don't go into an auto hibernation zone mode if they're not being used. Right? Does that make sense? It's like basically it should have a switch where you can just, or maybe a tech that you can do that with, where like obviously if I'm not using this right now, why the hell am I sending power to it? Instead, I have to manually push this button. Like you're telling me that there's not like an AI I could make that would say any device not in use under current order. Like the moment I hit, hey, turn on for these guys, convert them back, because you can convert them back. Turn it on, they get converted, turns back off. See what I'm saying? Like that makes sense to me. I don't understand why you would waste valuable power, but you know, whatever. It's also an alpha right now, so yeah, let's go to the map. We can see my little truck icon guy. Yep. Pretty. I think this one was the same bed. TCT, no, it's different. Oh man, I really hope I don't screw this up. So he's gonna start driving his merry way over there. Now he can do nothing. He can just pick stuff up. So I need to hope that. Good God, is he that slow? No. Alright, buddy. You go here. Expedition. Select expedition. Are you kidding me right now? I can't. Oh, they changed that too? Why can't I? Oh, that's some garbage. I mean, does that work? Where's research? Do I seriously need to get that research outpost? Oh, come on, man. Seriously? Oh, dude, that sucks. Okay, well, I guess my truck is $180,000. I could probably reload, but whatever, man. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. So we're just gonna say RTB. Do a deep sigh. You amazed at the fact that I just completely wasted $180 some dollar or whatever. It's great. Okay, my drill guys are doing a whole lot of nothing, so let's give them some more work. Go ahead and get this side done first, boys. Then we'll let go and say get the bottom kind of squared off. And then work on this side. None. You can see I'm kind of like zoning this off so that they kind of work in a... I'm assuming they're going to run into more, especially right here. They'll probably end up having to ignore that because they won't be able to complete that order, mining order. I really need these guys to be able to find a spot. Man, this thing's cranking out the brakes. Let's turn that off for now. I still have enough power for 30, plenty of days for it. All I'm using power on right now is basically a charging station, so I'm hoping that I find a vein. You'll see what I'm talking about. So like a deposit, an actual deposit. I could set my radar up and have that start pinging out, but we'll just wait. Okay, so we got plenty of time. I believe the sun is about to come around, so yeah, we should be seeing the sunlight basically right now. Oh, there we go. So now we're off battery power back up, so just power that on for now. I like the sound. I like that even though it's like Apollo music, you got what was the game? It's got the lady like from the Expanse. Like they copied it so bad. It's not Invictus. It's Terra something, or I can't remember. Aliens Attack Earth sort of thing, and it's a pretty good game actually. Frustrating, but they had like fake comms chatter, but you could hear in the background, like no matter what, you could have like a warship that's like way the hell out in the middle of the solar system, and they're using like the same Apollo sort of music. But this is actually the soundtrack. It's actually really kind of cool. I like it.
Fundamental truth to our nature. Man must explore.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start running into some serious problems, man, if I cannot get some like a deposit here, man. This is bad. Okay, here we go. Hold up, we got a deposit right here. Okay, boys. This needs to be a high priority. Something here. Do you see how when I clicked that, they immediately went over there? Yeah, buddy. Let's see, it's what I need right there. It's got that Scan it with the ore scanner. That's freaking come on, man. It's silicon. It's raw silicon. Seriously. Okay, so this is, oh man. Talk about just getting lucky. You just gotta look and then be like, oh, okay, there it is. But I need enough space around it, so I need him to make me a little more space, and we'll be Gucci. Can't believe I just said that. All right, let's go to normal speed. Start getting our power grid situated. Skip, come over here and get to mining.
Research complete.
Now I want this regolith refinery. And we're gonna want to flip that around so the outtakes going that way. Hopefully this doesn't do to dirt. We'll see though. Explain in a minute what I'm talking about. So they're gonna have to supply this with raw regolith, which means I really don't need these pressed blocks right now. So I'm gonna turn this off so my guys don't keep feeding regolith into the machine because they're busy right now. I want them feeding this thing with regolith, and then I'm gonna make this process silicon. Hopefully it recognizes it's right on top. I think that's how it works. It should recognize it's right on top of a freaking vein. And I really need this thing to get going too. It's kind of brutal. Come on, guys. Am I out of iron? You gotta be kidding me right now, man. Really? Really? Wow. That's wunderbar. That's what that is. That's garbage, actually. Wow, man. Come on now. Oh, dude, I need a lot of iron too, because each of these pulls. Why did they reduce it so much? Alright, well, that's gonna be growing pains, right? Alright, stop whining about it and be about it. So we'll go 6 and 6, I guess. So let's bulldoze that. Bulldoze that. That makes me super happy. Speed time up so I can rewire all this. You can see they're already getting worn. Just gonna have to make do with that. That should be enough power though, I think. We'll probably even get away with... You know what? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I don't want to do this, but I really don't have a lot of choice here. See, I'm thinking ahead of time. If I don't weigh this out just right, I'm gonna be super screwed. Because I'll end up needing a lot of silicon to repair all this infrastructure, and if I can't, then the whole base is dead. So they were giving us more supplies off the bat, so that's definitely something that's the suck right now. And I do not think I don't think I'm gonna have enough metal. I might have to deconstruct the one of these things. We'll see. See how this goes. Okay. That's happening. They really want you to creep. Maybe they were saying like, oh, you got too many resources starting off. Somebody complained about it or something. Come on, man. Do we got 2 more metal? Please tell me we got 2 more metal. Oh, man. Come on. There's more metal, right? Oh. Oh. Okay, well that's a suck. We'll just go ahead and bulldoze that. I guess we'll have to bulldoze this. Whole base is gonna run out of power, but that's fine. Get a rewire job going on here in a second. Most importantly, we need that metal, so get that into this battery. That into the base directly. Okay. At least we're able to get this built now. Let's see what I want to make. So I'm gonna unfortunately need to do 2 of these. Oh, I need a smelter as well. And I'm grabbing my head in pain. Alice, there's an opportunity to capitalize. Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't got time for this, buddy. Whatever, dude. Shut up. We're trying to survive over here, man. It's not going well. Alright, that sucks. Iron oxide it is. So it'll take on the color of also whatever you could switch it over. In a moment we'll see this populate with what looks to be heavy slag. And it's really nothing, so it's fine. It's not really, I'm kind of crying inside right now, but now I need to see, I believe the smelting furnaces do not require, thank God it's only pressed. Okay. Right, well, good thing I put that in a retarded spot. Just trying to think how I want to do this. I think I'm gonna put all these like this, actually. And then we'll go ahead and start laying our conveyor. And you pay for the conveyor, so boom, it's just built. Comes out of your paycheck, I guess. So this thing will start accumulating slag, right? But as you can see, it's feeding into this, and I'm not told it that I need iron yet, so I'm gonna choose iron, steel, whatever. And I could have, you know, belts for the output, but right now, man, I'm resource starved, so I need to address this issue. And then the silicon issue is not as bad as I thought, probably because I took apart so much. So let's see what we're looking at for days right now. We got 80 days. Okay, so maybe they did some sort of rework here. Granted, I'm not exactly, you know, pushing the limits on anything here. Power-wise, so I really only have these 2 things operating in this charging stand. I get the one charging stand's able to do it, so. Then you could assign miners to the actual outcrop itself, right? Research complete. Almost got the upgrade for that. So we got the landing platform, that's why CEO jerk-off face showed up. Might as well, I guess, throw this. Okay, so I think we might be crisis averted. I just need to get some steel now. It's unfortunate, so you can, this needs iron oxide, so it's basically right now we're taking the regolith, and the regolith is being separated, and right now it's being separated into this quotient, right? So right now I'm getting 7% iron output from it, the majority of it's slag. Luckily, the internal buffer for the slag is
Research
a
complete.
lot, so you know that's good. Now this thing, you set it to go, and it's telling you, hey, look, I need 9 iron oxide, and then I'll make you 3 bars. And I'm assuming you can change this ratio. I almost wish they did it on a 1-to-1 bar ratio, if that makes sense. But you know, whatever works. Maybe there's a way you can change that. I don't know. You can also set rules, like, you know, whether you want things to be able to go in or out, which is a lot more handier when you're especially dealing with like storage spaces. Sorry, minor old timers moment here. Great. So yeah, we'll just let these guys do their thing. I mean, I've got a couple bars of steel. I'm feeling a little bit better. We got a little bit of silicon. I think I might just go ahead and pull the trigger on building the detector. And we'll put this guy like right in the middle of the base for now. You'll see why. It kind of radiates out from it, like how far the radar can detect at least. So it looks like, and that just takes some silicon and I think Crust or whatever. We're all good. What's the problem with this? Oh, metal. So we just have to wait for this thing to churn out a couple bars of metal. You can see it takes, this takes bricks to repair. This takes bricks, but there are other things that take, like this, takes metal bars. And also what's weird is it uses its, wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, like it wore itself down and it didn't even have, like I didn't do anything, see what I'm saying? Like that's something that they need to address, so that's a problem as well. Is it gets worn down even when it's turned off. Like, wait, what? How does that work? But yeah, we'll just wait for this bad boy to get built, and then yeah, get to wasting our battery power. Bricks. Now they won't pick anything up unless you have the storage for it, right? So right now they're too busy. They're like, oh, this thing needs regolith, keep it supplied, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Now, in a minute, maybe I can actually get away with doing this. Let me see. You can actually build a regolith kind of grinder machine, for lack of a better way to put it. Extractor. So the extractor just grabs straight up regolith, right, and will feed it like an oil pump. You just slap it down over. So, which makes me wonder if I'm a complete moron. Does this refinery need to be? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I feel so stupid. Okay. But you just can't be moved either. You know what, I'm gonna build my stockpile of iron up a little bit more and then I'll rebuild that. Let's see what it took to build that. Because it doesn't need to be on there. I could have the regolith thing tied in and you'll see what I'm saying. It'll be like a daisy chain effect. Which means I think I'm gonna go ahead and prioritize digging a little bit behind these guys for a second. Yeah, it takes iron. So, right, ore detector's up. Let's go ahead and start blowing some battery power. So the way this thing works, pause it a sec, is you can see as you kind of go out, it's going to So you can see a couple gas clouds. There's like one here, one here. Those are deposits that I can see. So the further you go out, you can see it's using more and more and more and more and more power, and it becomes more focused. Bring it in, it uses less power. A little wider. It's going to identify this, obviously. As, oh no, oh look, it's silicon. What do you know? Oh, we got some iron down here. Nice. There's a deposit right there. It'll also show rocks if there was any that could not be processed. They would pop up. That's good. Something over here. Oh, the battery. It goes off your battery, so you don't want to go too dur on this. Something like right about there, right here. Aaron, got some stuff we can't do anything with. Okay, so how much iron do we have? Okay, we had enough to build that, and this thing's still churning it out. So before I go to move this thing, I don't know if you get a 1-to-1 return on demolishing. Oh, it tells you. Okay, that's nice. So here I'll get 412 and 3, which will be pause the game. So if it's 412-3, is that a 1-to-1 ratio? 412 and 3. Okay, fair enough. I don't need this guy right now. Let's so we will put the extractor like oil pump thing like right here, and hopefully we can get that to match up. Oh, it's cool. You can actually see how many. Alright, so that'll
You
get.
can't build here.
What do you mean I can't build there, lady? Chill. Really? Okay, let's see if it's what I think it is. Is it this stuff? Yeah, I swear to God, if it's not, I'm gonna trip. Okay, now it's happy. Whatever. Let me get my eye on that. Okay, that's right. So this, okay, I gotta think about this. Did I do this right now? This will be shooting regolith out. I want the regolith, actually I want this back a little. I want the extractor to be, let's say like right there. And then I'll have a conveyor going to refiner. A couple spaces actually. Yeah. Just trying to think this out. And then what I'm gonna be doing is having this feed into the back of that. This feeding into that. Or not, I guess. I don't know. Have this kind of feed into this. now to build all. Get rid of that little tiny conveyor belt there. Boom, conveyor off this, and there. Oh. So into that, here, into that. Okay, cool. So we got the regular pumping out here now. Okay, so it lied to me. It didn't give me a 1-to-1 on the iron. Yay. Okay, so I believe I saw iron right there. Okay. So let's tell these guys, say this is the hot spot. Jeez. There we go. Then we'll assign some workers to the iron node and just start pulling it out, and then this will have to just be raw fed, I think. Should see what I'm talking about here in a minute. And I'll just have to get enough iron to complete this, and we're already backed up, so. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start sending some miners to this right now. So these guys are going to be drilling and just leaving it on the ground. And I'm wondering if the utility bot guys... Okay, so they're not going to pick it up unless I have a storage. Alright. So we're going to have to build a little hopper, which I'm sure takes iron. It's better and better. An iron. Oh, man, come on. Why? Why? I mean, you guys just can't carry it over here? Is there like an issue? I mean... I'll bring in resources. Okay, there you go. This way we can allow them to bring it in there and at least start getting that processed. Oof. God. But I'd have to build like a buffer. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. And iron oxide. Now it's going to take all that regolith, put it in here, process iron oxide, shoot it out to that. And then I can kind of switch gears up on this if I need to. Ooh, it's got nice silicon, so there must, because it's near that silicon deposit, it looks like I could process silicon from the regolith. So I can switch this over to a silicon smelter and then put an iron oxide one and have a extractor over here extracting, if you follow me. Right now this is working out. Okay, now I'm not as freaked out. Having iron on hand and having that silicon is making me a lot happier. So, oh, we're not going to use our battery power. Okay, so matter of fact, let's get 2 batteries rebuilt back up here. Really, dude? Can deposit that thing? Power 1 and 4. Yeah, that's fine. Start building our battery surplus up. Brakes we're still good on. Oh yeah, that thing's really pumping out the iron now. Good, good, good. Put these as high priority, so actually get the guys out here real quick to build them. That back at normal priority. So now we got more battery power going. Let this go for a little while, and then I think I'm going to be switching this over to silicon. Means I'll no longer be feeding off this belt, so yeah, I'm kind of thinking this out ahead of time. Smelt. There's smelting furnace. We'll slap this guy down right next to him. And then I just need to rework this belt to feed into here once I have this constructed. Might as well go ahead and get rid of. That. Start telling this, hey, I want silicon oxide. You are now making silicon. Okay, yeah, that's working pretty good. That's a nice little flow of silicon going in here. Oops, except I don't have any power to it. Need to get to pressing some bricks here pretty soon. Okay, cool. Alright, got two important lines up and going here now. Now it's just starting to look pretty good. So you can kind of get like the idea, the flow of it. I can probably let's go to normal speed and take a look at. Ooh, I can kind of drill through the hard stuff finally. Support stuff that I really don't care about. Sure would be nice to launch some expeditions, so that Gator. Yeah, buddy. It's looking pretty good now. Yeah, it's smooth sailing now. So it's a little bit bumpy, but I could see where they might want to tweak this though. Like I wonder if you can order more materials from Earth or somehow. No power to power the module. What? Just go ahead and turn that thing off, right? I mean, why does it need power? It's not even actively pulsing or doing anything. You'd see how much is remaining on a node by hovering over it. So if we hover over this node, there we go. See, there's 31,435 units, and then you could just do the math yourself. Although it would have been nicer, maybe it'd be cool if like you could right-click and instead of seeing a percentage, see the actual amount. But I guess that could be influenced by how efficient you are. But still, then the net efficiency should be factored in as well. Repeater, yeah, okay, got you. So we're doing pretty good on iron. And I'm not processing these materials because there's no reason to do anything with these yet. Plenty of iron, so let's go ahead and repair this bad boy and get him turned back on. So now these guys are going to be super busy guarding Regolith and what you call it there. So let's turn this back on. Yeah, we only need one miner out there right now. So okay. Why is it? Huh. There we go. As that guy converts over, he's gone, and we'll turn this back on. We only had, because you can only have 4 miners on one deposit at a time. So something tells me, I bet you the composition, even though I technically put this thing right on top of this, right? I bet you if I put Regolith Refinery. Oh, I see what's happening here. Okay, I'm getting it now. So the Regolith being pulled out, its composition is that. Okay, I see now. The Regolith has a certain composition. It's on top of the silicon node, so of course, boom. What the hell is the issue with that not having enough power? Oh my god, I know what the issue is. It's the batteries. So the batteries can only output 10 megawatts of power. So at nighttime, I'm only getting 40 megawatts output right now. And these look like, for some idiotic reason, like they're not being considered part of the network. Well, I guess they don't have any power in them. Like that's also another thing. Wow, that's kind of lame. Technically, what it should do. So this would be another suggestion I would make to the developers would be to say, if you reconfigure your batteries, they should be smart enough to distribute their power amongst one another, because it looks like once a battery's done, it's not outputting its 10 megawatts. So technically right now I could have 60 megawatts being outputted, but I can't do that because my batteries aren't sharing that load, if that makes sense. But now it shouldn't be so much of a problem, because with a full day of daylight, I should be able to get enough power to these batteries. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So basically be like, maybe have two priorities, like, hey, I need the materials right now, tear it down, or tear it down but send its energy to the other batteries, redistribute the power from, say, this battery before destroying it to other batteries. Build a new battery, hey, new battery was built, redistribute the entire load. So it's looked at as one giant circuit, right? But yeah, this thing's broken down. Wow. It's really retarded. To start expanding power operations here pretty soon. I suppose I should try to make some money. See what's up with Contract Boy. Oh, I need to build up a landing pad. Why is it not working? It's probably gonna be logistics. Yeah. No, I'll just throw this right in front of the base. Briggs. Yeah, these will be breaking down pretty soon too. Oh, they're about halfway. Why are these batteries not charging? Oh, very slow trickle charge. Yeah, see right now it's able to output 60. This is really weird. These batteries, I wonder if it's that stupid. Let me just see something here. If I destroy that power line and rewire this to feed into that battery first, I wonder if it'll be stupid enough to actually charge that battery first. Follow me. I'm assuming all the batteries are going to get charged at the same amount, which is kind of weird because it should be distributing the load. It should be a power distribution. That might be a kind of cool thing. Have that as a tech power distribution. Modules offline, okay. Do contracts right now? Lift, conveyor belt lift. Oh, okay, I guess you can. Is there really a technology that needs to be researched? I mean, some of these, I would, it's some bit tough watching. Like, seriously, do we need to research conveyor belts? I mean, we're going to the moon and we don't know how to transport materials on a conveyor. I think some of this stuff should be basic to me. Like, this shouldn't even be there. This should be there instead. You know, like advanced, like sped up conveyors. Like, it's kind of weird now that I think about it. Like, why would we not have this? And why would we not know how to make a landing pad? It seems a little bit weird. Like, it's some super half-baked operation, if you follow me, right? Wow, it's like we almost have too much silicon now.